Hello there, I'm Mark and welcome to my Dice Tales. Tonight I've got you a game of Kill Team Arena, Starstriders versus the Tyranids. We are playing, I've almost got a script this time, so let's see how well this goes. We are playing Hold the Terminals and Interlopers, two missions on the same sort of engine themed board. So as the Lucia Vane, in charge of millions of colonists, charting her fleet of vessels through uncharted territory, goes through an asteroid field and encounters some debris. A breach is made and then she has to send her squad of Starstriders down to the engine rooms to find out what's going on. So a very Alien-esque scenario. We've got to check out each of the terminal corridors, and we score points for holding the terminals. Now in Arena you get a choice of maybe 5 to 6 different objective cards, and in this game each game can choose 3 of the ones that it presents to you. So on the first game I chose Scout the Field, Attrition and Cut Apart. So one of those is have one of your models within 1 inch of 3 different edges but not your deployment zone, and so I've literally got to get one of my characters into contact with his deployment zone, and if he chose the same he would do the same to me. Attrition, that was if you kill more enemy models than they kill of you, you score a point. I don't think either of us scored that. I think it's mainly he takes out one, I take that one. Maybe I should have paid more attention to that one. And then finally, Cut Apart, score 1 victory point if... Is that the killing? Oh, that's just killing in the objective in the fight phase. So because I'm blasting Tyranids seemed fair enough. That'll be killing things in the fight phase. Once engaged, technically I can shoot with pistols in the shooting phase, but I just don't have the strength to penetrate and kill, I find. 1 or 2 characters have slightly more powerful pistols, but anyway, let's go. Bump, and go. Ooh, didn't reset my slider to the start. Here we go, that's the starting mission. So it's always a symmetrical board, mirror image of each side, and you can sort of see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corridors out there, and it's ignoring the one furthest back and the one farthest away. It's the 4 corridors in the middle which score points. If you've got a unit on that corridor and more units than the enemy, I think you score that corridor. There are doors in this mission obviously, and that's it, that's how Arena lays it out. So he advances his swarm forward, and I win initiative on the first 2 rounds. So the first time we advance, second turn I have the chance to charge my female protagonist, the assassin, Difficult Assassin, and she goes in using her command Power Blade command card, which gives her D3 damage when she causes hits. So she takes in the Lictor, the worst thing on my own side, she takes it down to 1 wound. I think she clears off 3 or 4 wounds of it. I can't remember if it's a 4 or 5 wound model, but so close, that would have been pivotal. So here is a picture of my Difficult Assassin swiping away. Next turn his Lictor retaliates, and then the Gene Stealers mob in and unfortunately end the life of the short-lived life of a Difficult Assassin. But even with Vandergas's invulnerable saves there, it doesn't manage to save this time around. The right hand side I try and get a little bit ranged with my rotary cannon. Try and get it into a doorway so I can try and close the door on him if in the movement phase if he gets stuck there and I survive, which fails for me. So his sacrifice avoids me in front of the rotary cannon. So he has to take that out first, which he does with abandon. He shrugs off the shots from the rotary cannon and the pistols at this point. I've shut the door in the middle, so he has to come and open it. He starts winning the initiatives, so, and I try and swap my doctor around to get my doctor. There's a rule of having a specialist in the terminals, gets you an extra point as well. So he's coming down on my right flank. His main force is going on the right flank, and I sent my dog up to score. Aximilian the dog has been sent up to the north corner to score my scouts in the field. He sends a home guard in to open the door. He then charges in a Gene Stealer, which I use my Voiceman Nietzsche. He's the leader, and he has a command point where he can gain +3. He takes 1 shot rather than his usual 2, and causes a mortal wound. So boom, headshot. Headshot with a shotgun straight to the head. That's 1 Gene Stealer down. Lovely feeling day. He's also sent a Gene Stealer after my Dog Scout, and unfortunately takes out my dog. Hexamillion! Unlucky boy. Good boy, scored me 2 points. His Lictor then moves in, and I believe I've got Vandagast who helps save me on these turns. And with his invulnerable save generator, anyone within a 6-inch bubble of him. His Gene Stealers on the right flank take out the rotary cannon, because he's only got a pistol at this point, so he's not got the strength to pull off any hits. And my Doctors come back to the middle one and close the door. However, he's got G's coming round. Doesn't matter if I close the door now, they're in the room. 9 meters, 6 meters, 3 meters, they're in the room. Voiceman, no, Vandagast. It's not called Vandagast. I call him Vandagast for whatever reason. He's still got a bit of pluck in him. I think he's got a special pistol. When it rolls a 6 to hit, it does D3 wounds. Hits or wounds, double check later. But he blows away a Tyranid, and that's quite good for me, because that takes him off the objective of scoring 3 sides. So that brings him down a point, at least. And that's the end of that game. That was quite a tense game. That was 18 points to 16. He ended up with more guys, because his Lictor cancelled the central one for me, I believe. So he had more terminals for me, longer than me, basically. I should have maybe going to take a note of the breakdown of the scores for next time I make a battle report like that. Obviously this one's going to be a similar vein. So this one's, well, exactly the same layout. The board doesn't change. However, it's placed the objective in a diamond formation, and the deployments, instead of being the whole edge, is now just a corner. So you can see he's got a mass of Tyranids in that top left-hand corner. My guy's starting in the bottom right, and they've moved into the centre corridor. After the first game, I wanted to try and use Vandagast's invulnerability save bubble to more effect, and I've also got the domination objective card, which means if you've got more bodies in the centre, closest to the centre of the board, you're going to score an objective point. Up to 3 objective points are up for grabs throughout the turns. And also, if you're on one of the diamond objective points, if you don't move, if you're there from the start and you don't move, you can trigger the engine point to trigger the engines for an objective point. So, story-wise, pretty much the same, really. We now know there are intruders in the engine room, and now we're trying to block off and flush out the engines, and maybe, I'm guessing we're sort of rerouting power and maybe going to do some sort of energy surge to flush out the enemy intruders, if we can pull it off. Let's see if we can pull it off. So this is me powering up the engines on turn 2, scoring a point for me, and his Lictors and Gene Stealers moving in. So he's got 1 Lictor, I think 4 Gene Stealers, and 2 or 3 Hormagaunts, scouts and combat specialists within those. Similar action going on here. My Artificial Shotgun, Voiceman Nietzsche, the leader, again very good at taking out people in Overwatch. Very lucky in taking out people in Overwatch when they're coming around the corners to me. Boom. I think he actually opened the door and said, "Why are you leaving the door open there? Because that'll give me a shot on you." He said, "No, I'll take it. I might be able to charge in." So he doesn't get any charges in, so I get to blow his Gene Stealer away at that point. I then move up to the door and close the door, so making him lose an action. I have to send someone up to that door to open it. My dog's gone for the north corner again, because I've got to scout the field objective again. But this time he's set a Lictor after it. I'm quite glad that the Lictor's going that way, only after 1 unit. But I think it's quite fast, it'll quickly get back into combat again down that right flank anyway. Yep, that's Hexamillion. Goodbye. He doesn't score me my 2 points this turn. He's been taken out and terminated too early. Good boy, dog. Right, oh, terrible rolls. Okay, so I've got rerolls. I've got 4 shots rotary cannon, a 2-shot las gun, and I've got a command point to reroll some of these. Everyone hits. It looks fantastic. And those 2 Gene Stealers shrug it off with their invulnerable saves. Every single one. So that's 7, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Every single one 5+ saves. These Gene Stealers are leaping from the walls, out of the shadows. Man, it's a hard game sometimes. You just gotta love those dice. So that means he's... we're contesting this this location now, so we can't neither of us can score points on it, but he's got the other two. He's further back one, and the one on the left flank, so he's now scoring more points than me. On a similar vein, in the centre, a little bit like the last game, I've got my Death Cult Assassin. I used my 2 command points. I think I've got 4 command points here. 2 command points to go first, so she doesn't get ripped apart, and 2 command points to use her Power Blade again. And this is what I rolled. 5 ones, 5 ones, and then I rerolled one of those and still got a 2 or something like that. Death Cult Assassin. Oh my god. You've not been playing to your right Chaos Gods or whatever it is you do. Praise the Emperor. So here he is. He's Gene Stealer comes into the doorway. We try and close the door on him. So I've got to double check the rules on that. So please FAQ if you know it. Send me a comment below. I just use in the movement phase. It says you can try and close the door. So in this situation, can Voiceman Leech, the guy with the shotgun, close the door, and we both do a roll off? And whoever wins, the door closes and causes a mortal wound. Or can I then also try the same thing with my assassin? Can we both try and close the door? I think that we just did one attempt to close the door here, and the Gene Stealer won. So I pitch that as the Gene Stealer tearing through the door, or getting through last minute, and just then tearing into my 2 unfortunate Starstriders on the other side. I think looks like we've blown away Hormagaunt there, then he's coming around the back, and we've remembered there's some barrels in the middle as well. It doesn't really matter, but he's coming around the other side as well after he's taken out my rotary cannon and Voiceman on the right. I've sent my medic back, hoping that just in case my assassin survives on 1 wound and Leech, they have their 2 wound units, so unlike Guardsmen, which would go down, they're a little bit tougher at surviving. But he's got Gene Stealers around the back now, so he's definitely got 3 points at this point. I'm pretty much only scoring my domination for having more guys in the middle. He's taken out Vandergast, my invulnerability bubble, that went out very early in the game, so that was a big loss. And yeah, we're just retreating at this point. I think that Gene Stealer takes out my Voiceman. I think the Doctor goes to the middle, but the assassin dies before I can get to healer anyway. And that's it. That's how the games went. So how do we feel about that? Let's see. My opponent loved it. You always sort of tend to like it when you're winning. I enjoyed it as well. They were both very quick games. We could have gone on for a 3rd game, but I didn't quite realise the time. I didn't realise how quickly it went. But close confines. So the game setup is very like there's a board game out there called Space Hulk. I don't think it's in print anymore. I don't know if you can get it. But it's this sort of setup. You're in corridors, constant stream of Gene Stealers, but you have Terminators. So I've just got humans. They have this setup in another board game where it's Terminators. They are like tanks. Humans in tanks with massive guns, like everyone having a rotary cannon on each arm, sort of thing, or having a blade like sliding claws, like the Death Cult Assassin, a rotary cannon on the other side. Here we've just got las pistols, las guns, a few special weapons like the invulnerability save, but yeah, it seems a bit cheaty that. How was he for men? I can't remember what his activation count was compared to mine. Men on the board compared to mine. I think I had 9. I really missed not having Alicia Vane, the commander, because she brings an ability where any of the Starstriders that roll a 1 can reroll those 1s. I rolled a lot of 1s, so that could have changed things if she was in the game. There's nothing to stop you taking commanders in the game, but it's not really written into the rules either. So I don't know how tournaments setup would view that. But anyway, super quick. Yeah, so you can easily fit 3 games on a night, and I really like it for its simplicity on terrain. You're not going to argue about terrain setup. You're not going to blame the terrain very much. And obviously, I've got 3 more boards to explore. I've got the Catacombs. Let's see what's in the book. Catacombs, and is it a vault or is that the Catacombs? Armory. And that seems like it. So Catacombs, Vault, Armory, and Engines, it looks like. So very much look forward to doing more games. I did want to bring my Just Imperial Guard onto this mission, but my rosters on my phone were playing up. They didn't seem to be adding up correctly, so I just subbed in my Starstriders for this game. I'd love to get more paint on them. I just sort of give them a dry brush decision to sort of bring out the details. Same on the train, bit of a dry brush so they stand out more, they're not just black, just being undercoated, so a bit of more work to do there. So, loving the game. My opponent's, I've approached my opponent to say, try and get him on camera to do his side of the story as well. So you may be seeing that in future editions of the Dice Tales. And I'm going to move over to the hyperlapses, where you can sort of see what's going on a turn-by-turn basis. It goes a little bit fast. I've tried to slow it down just a touch. Dash rolls are just out of view, and the command cards are just out of view. But it's like a bat rep condensed into about 5 or 6 minutes. So check that out if that's your kind of thing. There'll be a timestamp below, and also all the photos with a little bit of a description are added in my blogger site as well, which is also in the description below. So have fun with that. I'm going to sign off. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Mark from Dice Tales. Goodbye. Hello there, welcome back from watching the time lapses. I thought I'd just add an afterthought to the game. So what I miss from Kill Team Arena is probably the narrative aspects. So it's great for competitive, but considering we were in the catacombs and at the start I said it was alien-esque, be nice to sort of, have those narratives where you have to take your flamers because your weapons will pierce the dangerous pipes and such like that. There was no environmental effects in the book. So that would be nice for them to add, maybe in a White Dwarf magazine or something like that in later months. Just for those, get a bit more out of your arena pack. It's not just for competitiveness, maybe. Like the Rogue Traders, if you're on Starship, you can have low gravity. You can have comm difficulties on the doors, things like that. On the Imperialis maps, there's fog and there's tunnels that you can use if you roll those hidden caches which help you in campaign games. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I miss. I like competitive, but I like narrative, I like stories. That's why I'm called Dice Tales. I want to try and add more story. Actually, if you've got any feedback on how to improve my presentation of these games, do let me know below as well. And yeah, like and subscribe to encourage me to do more. And again, Mark from Dice Tales, signing out for today. Good night.